Okay, last session we got this part ready. Just a refresher, we're making this new Boston bag. And we got the zipper on either side. I'll put the link down below to new Boston bag part 2. This video is 3 Boston bag part 3. Now we have our I did several things between the videos. I took these tabs that are 4 inches by 2 3/4 and I folded them over. When I say I use this term trifold. I don't know what it's called, but I call it a trifold. And see, these are the handles, the straps for the handles. This is a 3/4 inch piece of interface, 3/4 inch by 5 3/4. I mean 15 3/4. Sorry. On the video that I was following, it said 5 3/4, and I finally figured out that couldn't be right. So I laid that interfacing right here, inside here, okay? And then I folded this over and folded that over, and we fold this over. Now I have a video on how to make straps and handles. You can look for that if this was too fast. But I've got 2 of these, and both of them have. Now I'm got to go and sew these down the side on both sides the same way I did this, and I'm missing one. Oh no, I'm missing one of these tabs, and that's coming up right in the next thing I've got to do. Okay. It's probably one of the cats took it off. I'll be making another one. The thing for me to do now, because on the next step, I'm going to need this ready. So I'm going to go, oh, here's my other tab. I found it. I don't know who keeps turning my sewing machine off. And I'm going to stay just, about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Oh, I solved another mystery. Let me do this, and I'll tell you what the other mystery was. Don't go away. You're going to love this. That was fast. Sometimes when I'm feeling real confident and I feel like I've got a good grip, I'll just let her rip. Okay, that was good. Here's another tip. When I do one side, I don't turn it over and do the other side. I flip it around and do this side because I want the top stitching to be always on the same side. And even if I don't use that side to be exposed, at least if I use the other side, both sides will be matching. See, I'm spinning it around, not turning it over. I clip my threads. Oh, I almost didn't get all the way to the bottom of this. That's okay. We'll get to the bottom of it sooner or later. And this is going to be the fun part. I really love doing this. I think I'm going to put you over here. If you could stand right here, okay? Just stand right there. I don't think you'll be in my way. And I think you'll be able to see everything. Okay. Well, I wrote a diagram, and I don't know if you can see this, but we need to draw a line that's 3 1/8 inch from the top. I'm gonna make it 3 inches. The 1/8 inch, I don't get it. We're gonna make it 3 inches from the top, and we're going to slip about 4 3/4 inches up from the bottom and down from the top. We are going to put these, this is where this is going to go here. Okay, let me show you. We're going to pin this across about 3 inches. You know, I said I'm going to make it 3 inches. I might make it 3 inches. Strip that I'm putting across here is 2 inches by 15 3/4. Okay, it's 2 inches wide. It's 2 inches wide, and then I turned it over and I sewed. I mean, I didn't sew, I ironed this. See how I did that? No, that's off camera. Okay, look, see, this is, I ironed this so that it's just sewn down 1/4 inch. It's not sewn, ironed. It's ironed down. It's ironed down 1/4 inch, and I'm going to just measure this up. This line is going to be 3 1/2 inches. I mean, I'm going to make it 3 1/8. I take it back. 1, 2, 3 1/8. Good grief. I don't even know what that eighth is going to do. 1, 2, 3 1/8. That's half the distance of that fourth. That's half the distance. Okay, now I've got to draw this chalk line. And we're going to do this one. Three and an eighth. 1, 2, 3 1/8. Okay. 1, 2, 3 1/8. I'm going to lay this structure right. I forgot now if I put it right at it or right below it. Good grief. What am I going to do? I think I'm going to put this right, and you keep that part that you've ironed under. Good grief. I'm going to have to iron this again. I'm going to lay this, I think I'm going to lay this right up here at the top. Near this right over the line. So see, here's what I'm going to do. I'm lining this up with the line on my mat. I'm making that line run right through this, about halfway. I'm just guessing. I'm making this strip straddle that line. Got it? Do you see that? It was bent in half. I bet that doesn't happen to the professionals on YouTube. Okay. This looks like I might have gotten off a little bit on ironing this part. It's okay. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to iron this real quick. I'm not going to bring you over here. I just have to iron it to calm it down. It's wanting to go back flat. Maybe the world is flat. Everything else wants to flatten out. Okay. You know, if you say the world is flat, that's kind of like a blasphemy, because Scripture says the world is a ball, a sphere. But I don't know. I don't think it matters. As long as we can live and breathe and worship Yahuwah, I think we're good. I'm just pinning these in place because I have another trick I have to show you. We're going to cover two situations with one flick of the wrist. Okay, here we go. These straps are going to go 4 3/4 inch for the top and from the bottom. And the way I do remember this. The way I did this is when I got the 4 3/4 inch. I put the strap on this side. Okay, so 4 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3/4. I'm going to make sure they're on the same position on both sides, okay? 4 3/4. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3/4. Okay, I'm going to put the mark right here so I can see where it's going to go. Okay. And then I'm going to measure this one 4 3/4. I'm going to start right on that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4 is right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4. Okay. Now we're going to put this right here, right up to the end. I gotta cut those threads off. See, it's raw edges, but you don't have to worry about it because it's not going to be exposed. Okay, I'm changing my answer. I'm going to put it on this side because I don't think it was wide enough the way I had it before. See this? There. How does that look? That looks much better. See, it looks more like this one does. The reason I want you to use a thicker fleece is because this is so floppy. If I had used a thicker fleece in here, it would be standing up and looking pretty all on its own. It's okay. I'm still just learning. This is what I get for not trimming my threads right away. Okay, making sure, and you want to make sure this is the top. You want to make sure you come in from the top of this thing. And there's the mark, and we're going to put this right on the inside here. Okay, I just have this one. Here we go. We're going to bring this around here. I tell you, when have I ever been so sloppy with my threads? That's just not like me. Trim your threads right away. Don't leave it for catching up with later. You'll never find them all. And then when you hand them to somebody, either they've paid for it or you're giving it to them as a gift. It doesn't matter. Now that's not right. Yeah, you don't want to, and there's no sooner than you hand it to them, you're going to see that thread. And then you've got to decide, do I take it back and trim it, or do I act like I didn't see it and hope they don't notice it? Maybe they'll just write it off as handmade and this is what you get. I don't know. Next step, we're going to sew down this side, and we're going to sew down this side, and then we are going to sew up here and down there, and up here and down there. Up, cross, up, cross. On all 4 of them. This is, here we go. I'm just going to go like 3/8, no, not a 1/4 of an inch and not an 1/8 of an inch. Kind of in between, okay? Because I turn this over a 1/4 of an inch, but I want to make sure that I catch it. So, and I don't have any way of judging, but I know if I use my walking foot, if I use this guide right here and have it follow this black, I'll be good. I'll be consistent. Okay, now I've got it sufficiently held down. I can take these off and go back the other way. Very important that you stay steady on this part, unless you're using a thread that blends in, but I'm using a contrasting thread. It's going to really show up if I get uneven. That was coming up. Okay, I'm wanting to make sure. Oh, how'd that happen? Shoot, come on out of there. I'm wanting to make sure that I caught the edge perfectly. Okay, I'm going to do the other side, then I'm going to do the handles. At least when I do the handles, I'll know I'm done with the tedious stuff. That's odd. Okay. Can you see how straight that is? That's what you're looking for, because this is part of the, this is kind of like the decoration. You want to give accent to your piece. I Thank you for messing that up. Goodness, pay attention to what you're doing, girl. Oh, look how far I went off on that. That's okay. That's going to be in the seam, but shoot. I was just telling you to be careful. Maybe subconsciously I realized I wasn't. Oh boy, do I need to change my needle. I'm disjointing it right and left. Okay, now I'm going to do the design I described to you. Let's go. I'm going to go up. And now I'm going to go zigzag right to about where this would make a, close the rectangle. And go up. Straight up. And go zigzag the other way. Just keep your eye on the corner where you want your needle to go. Don't look at your needle. Look at your target. Okay, why are my scissors way over there? Okay, I'm so sorry. Here we go. I'm just trimming threads. They get on my nerves. All right, well, you see, I've done one. I've done one of the 4. Can you see how that looks? I want to make sure you can see it. Well, yeah, if you expand the... There we go. Now you can see it. All I have to do is another one. I'm going to go down. This time I'm going to go down. Okay. This machine is supposed to leave the thread on the bottom side of the material. Sometimes it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. See, I'm keeping my eye right there on that point where I'm aiming for. There you go. Okay, last one. It's the pattern, you go down, up, or vice versa. You can go the other way. It doesn't matter. You're just going to go down and up and down and up. Come on. Okay. We have done this part, and we have done it well. It's beginning to look more like our project, isn't it? It's beginning to have a nice look to it. Our next step is we put these tabs I have to put the pull tab back on. Okay, putting the pull tab back on is tricky. That's a bent one. Okay, here we go. We got the pull tab. If you've never done a pull tab before, I think I'm going to cut this out. I mean, I'm going to make two videos. I'm going to make this video on this part a standalone. Okay. You have to look at your pull tab. I'm going to sit down with you and go over this, because I'll do a better job sitting down. I'll have a lot more success showing you how to do this. Here we go. This is the beginning of replacing the pull tab instructions. I absolutely have to make sure you can see. Okay. We're going to get it on one side. Can you see that this has a shape to it? Can you see that this is the back, the flat? So you want to pull your zipper this way. To get it on here, the first thing you're going to do is just slide. You want to slide this side on here, okay? And you want to bring your tab up so that, because when you zip it together, you want this to match this. So you need to bring your tab up to this point. Now we're going to cut this. You don't need this much material, We're going to just cut the teeth off here. I'm going to cut them off so that it will catch right here. If I cut them off, stop right here, then it's going to catch there. I want it to catch right at this line. So I'm just cutting off. I'm trying to do this so you can see. I'm just cutting off the, what do you call them? The teeth. Now that was really sloppy. Okay, that's good. Now, you want to bring the material, introduce the material into, I cut that off too sloppy. Okay. So you have to lead the material into it. And you've got to have something here to pull on. I'm putting the zipper, I realized I was putting the pull on upside down. I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. It's more difficult when you're shaky. Voila. Well, you know what? Do you see how that came up? Do you see how that came up not quite straight? I'm going to go with it. Let's see how bad it is at the other end. What do you think? It looks okay. Whoop. If I had a lighter background, you could see it better. Can you see how it's, yeah, that's real good. Do you see how that matches up? Okay. Now, we're going to take these tabs. We're getting somewhere now, folks. And take the tab, fold it in half. I'm going to do this side first so you'll understand what I'm doing. We're just folding this tab in half, and we're going to lay it on here. Wait a minute, let me turn this. No, I got all the lights on I can turn on. Okay, I'm going to lay it right here. Okay? And we're going to sew that down right across, you know, I'm going to sew it about 1/4 of an inch. Now this side is easy to sew down. This side, and make sure that you push this back down out of your way. You don't want that to get caught up. And, okay, now we're going to lay it right there on top of the zipper. And what this is it's going to be a pull tab for the zipper. Oh, come back on. I needed that light. Okay, I'm just going to have to hold it in place. And go for it. Okay, here we go. 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to back tack because this is really oh boy, I am working this needle over. Yeah, if you're working with zippers, you're going to use twice as many needles. And we're going to get the other side here. Remember, make sure you've got that out of your way. And you know what? I forgot to trim off that zipper. I'll do it next. Making sure there's nothing underneath there. It's really easy to do. Just 1/4 of an inch. I'm going slow with that zipper. I want my needle to last through this whole project. And then I went fast. We're almost done. We're almost done. Now that we've got the tabs in, we're not going to lose our pull tab. We're going to turn this inside out. Okay, I don't know if you remember this, but some time ago, we found the, we snipped this, and what we're going to do now is we're going to find the opposite side of that, exactly. We're folding this in half. There's the zipper. Can you see that? There's the zipper, and there's the little, where I snipped way too much. Okay, I overzealously snipped. So here comes a clip here. And this side I did not overzealously clip. Okay, and I'm going to clip this side here. Okay, the very next steps. The very next step is to make these corners and put a little piece in here. After we box the corners, we're going to cut out the corners and we're going to cut these little strips of material. I'll explain that. I'll show that to you later. I still don't understand what the strips are for. And then we're going to stitch it, and then we're done. This is the last page. See? Nothing on the next page. This is the last page. Okay. I'm just showing you this process. 2 3/8 inches by 2 3/8 inches. I find it easier if you cut up one side and then turn your scissors without letting, well, you just let go a little bit, but don't lose your place, and just keep going, and then you don't have to have that little corner that wants to stay stuck. We've got these 2-inch strips. We're going to lay those between the cutouts now. Okay, zipper. I'm just laying this right across this area. See, I'm just covering, it's just 2 inches. I'm just going to cover that. I'm just going to cut it off to fit this end. And then I had another piece. Where's my other piece? Do you see what I'm doing? And then I'm just laying this, and I'm just going to cut this to fit that. Okay. Now we're going to go over to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew these sides up. 1/4 inch with this laying on top of it. Okay. See that? That is our next step. Okay. Let's go to the ironing board. Okay, now look, see, this is the black strip that we just laid across here. I think it is simply to make things look nicer on the inside of the bag. I'm really not sure. I didn't take the time to investigate why. But we're just going to sew across here 1/4 inch seam allowance. I didn't know my machine had been turned off. My walking foot is not engaged. There it goes. You really are going to need a walking foot for this, because this is really thick. And you don't want it to eat up the material. Okay. Now we're going to go around here and do the same thing on this side. You know what? This looks like it's off a little bit. Now remember, this piece of material, we didn't cut it out until we needed it. It's 2 inches wide, and it has to be as long as this is. Okay, while I have you here, we're going to we're going to sew these the boxed corners. And the way you do that, you want to make sure you're right on that corner. And then you want to straighten it out. If you can start with one corner, it usually helps. Okay, now I've got it. Now I've got it. Okay, see that? It's straight across there. You know, when you watch those silent YouTube videos that show you, well, they're the professionals. They really know what they're doing. But they don't let you see this kind of struggling. They do it off camera, and then they come back, and it's all sewn neatly. Yeah, I bet they struggle too. Even the professionals. Everybody has a bad day. Now we're going to do the other side. We've got 4 of these to do. Okay. Oh, did I tell you? When we do the 4th one, we're done. So you want to stay. You want to stay with me. I prefer the professional look. Now I'm not sure if I started. Yeah. All right. One side's done. 2 more of these corners, folks, and we are through. Box those corners, tote that line. See, that's the edge right there. I'm going straight across here. I'm trying to get the edge right there. Here we go. I think I got this. You have to force material to go where it's supposed to go. Last one. I couldn't find the last one there, and I thought, maybe I already did it. Ha 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 ha. Not likely. We're done. We are done. Hallelujah. Praise Yahusha. Thank you, Father. We're done. We're done. But I had my bag zipped closed. I zipped, sewed myself. It's closed. The zipper is closed. Oh my goodness. The zipper's closed. Okay. I didn't do this on my first one. I was wise enough. I can do this. See, there's a workaround for everything. The little zipper maybe. Oh, I know what I can do. This is what I can do. I'm going to show you. I've done this before. See this? This. I can push the zipper open with these. I got the pull. Now that I can get that. There we go. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ooh, I really was worried, folks. I knew I'd cut the thing open if I had to. I have been preparing for weeks to do this project with you. For weeks. I hope you appreciate it, and I hope this is one that somebody will attempt to do. Now I'm going to close this zipper. There we go. There we go. It's beautifully done. If you use a thicker fleece, it'll be it'll stand up and look pretty. This is more flexible this way. Are you watching me? Are you able to see me playing with this? See how this corner comes up there? This, I see this strap is designed to come right across the top like that. And those, and this, apparently, and nobody saw anything I played with. Well, there's our bag. There's our bag. It's beautiful. Oh, come on. There it is. It is absolutely beautiful. It is finished. See the little tabs? How nice that the tabs make it look right here. These tabs. And you can hold on to the tab and zip. You could put anything in here. You could use some plastic material and use it to keep, wet things in. Someone suggested that I make a cat sling. I'm thinking, wow, baby sling, cat sling, dog sling. Yeah. People like to have their pets and work too. So there you go. I'm going to research cat slings and see what we can do with those. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Keep the commandments and be the bride. I love you. See you soon.